Hello, Gagan here, and in this short video, we'll be looking at how we can perform some basic queries on a Hadoop ecosystem using Hive. Before we get started, we need to download this sandbox called the Hortonworks Sandbox, which is provided by Cloudera. So once you're at this download link, click on download now, and it will start downloading a .ova file, which is around 20 to 25 GB of size. So once you're done downloading it, you can hop on to any of the hypervisor software like VirtualBox or VMware and start importing that appliance. So once you're done downloading the .ova file, you can hop on to either VMware or VirtualBox or any other hypervisor software of your choice. So I believe in VirtualBox we have an option called import appliance, and the minimum requirements for RAM is at least 10 GB and hard disk storage is 85 GB. So once you're done downloading, you can come here, click on file if you're using a VMware, and if you click on open, you'll be able to select the .ova file. And the initial boot, mind you, takes around 40 to 50 minutes, so we need to be patient with that. So it only takes that long when we are running it for the first time or when we are importing it for the first time. So the consequent boots do not take that much of time. So once we are done booting it up, we'll be greeted with this screen. And as you can see, it gives you different URLs. So to initiate your Hortonworks Sandbox session, it says open a browser, and these are the localhost addresses or ports that we can visit. So for this tutorial, we are using VMware. So let me go to my browser and go to the welcome screen and show you how we can start using the Hive that is present in the Hadoop. Alright, once we get into our localhost, we'll be able to see these two options. Click on quick links under advanced HTTP and we'll be routed to this page. So as you can see, and right under Ambari, we can see the address where the sandbox is currently being hosted right now. So click on this and you'll be routed to a username password page. So here we need to enter Raj underscore OPS as the username and password. So once we are logged in, we can see this dashboard. So on the left hand side, we'll be able to see all the services that are provided for us. So this green color tick mark indicates that the service has started or is active right now. So you see Hive, it's currently being executed because whenever you restart a session or login after a while, all the services needs to be restarted, and this is done automatically. So we need not worry about that. So we can go to services and we can manually restart all the nodes if we want, all the services if you want. So we can restart here, and as you can see, currently Hive is having a couple of services which are probably running. So we'll click on the sandbox and we see that start all services is just about to finish. So meanwhile, we can just look at the Hadoop files view or the HDFS. So click on this and we'll see an option called files view. So under this, we'll be able to see the folders currently present in the HDFS. So these are the system folders, and if you want to upload your own data to directly into the HDFS, we can do that. So let's go to this folder called TMP where I already uploaded some data. So I created this data folder. As you can see, the owner is Raj underscore OPS. So under data, we have a couple more folders. So another folder is called Cricket. So we can create a folder by clicking on this new folder option and specifying a name. So under Cricket, we have these four CSV files that I have uploaded. So let's look at the problem or the dataset at hand right now. So this is the dataset we are using from Kaggle. It's a cricket dataset that contains the one-day international information of all the matches played between 1971 to 2017. So we are not worried about the truthfulness of this data. We are just interested in querying this data and answering some questions. So let me quickly pull up the questions that we are going to answer. So here we have total number of ODIs played during the time frame, total number of teams, which team has won the most ODIs, and which team has won the most number of matches in each of these decades. So these are the four questions that we are going to answer. Now let's quickly jump into the Hive view and understand how we can query this data and how we can answer those questions. Move on to the Hive view and start performing some queries on the data that we have and answer the questions. So to get to the Hive view, click on this option again, and under which we'll see Hive view 2.0. Click on that and this should take us to the Hive view. So here we are in the Hive view, under which we have these tabs called query, jobs, tables, etc. So before we get started, we need to create a database. So all we have to do is execute the SQL command for creating a database. Let's say create database and you give it a name, and we hit semicolon and execute. So once we execute that query, go to your tables tab. So under tables, we'll see this option called browse, in which you'll be able to find the database that you created. So I already created a database called Cricket. Let's click on it. So initially we won't have any tables in that. So click on this plus icon, and you'll see this option called upload table. Click on that, and under upload table, we have these two options. Since we have already loaded the data into the HDFS storage, click on this upload from HDFS, and we just provide the path to the data. So in our case, it's /tmp slash data slash cricket slash uh, original dataset dot csv. So once we enter the path, we can click on this preview, and as you can see, we get a preview of the table along with the editable options for the column name, the type, and as you can see, these are the default name that it gives. So it's better to rename it appropriately. So once you're done renaming them and changing the types to whatever is required, we can click on this create option, and it's going to create that table in your database. So in this case, I have already created the database and I named it cricket table. So yeah, so we have renamed the columns as well. So let's look at how we can answer these questions in Hive. So we go to the query tab and we execute the SQL commands to answer these questions. So the first question is total number of ODIs played during this time frame, and I already answered this in a new tab. So as you can see, uh, the first question was how many ODIs that are played from 1971 to 2017. So we run this select count star command and we rename the column. So we have 3933 number of ODIs that are played from 1971 to 2017. So that's the first question. The next question is total number of teams. So this is basically the number of teams that played during this time frame. So we go to this worksheet. Yeah. So since the team one column consists of the first team that is playing the match, the second team is the second team 2 is the column in which the second team is playing. So as you can see the data here, team 1, team 2. So we need to make sure that we are counting the distinct of both of them, and hence this command. So we have total teams 51 teams, so 51 distinct teams that have played from 1971 to 2017 in a one day international. So that is question 2. So the next question is, we need to figure out which team has won the most number of ODIs in this time frame. And to do that, yeah, so in order to do that, we just are interested in the winner. So we just select the winner column and we count them as total wins from cricket table, and we are just making sure that we only get those winners that are not null, and also we group by winner and we sort them in the descending order so that we get the highest winning team on the top, and we just limit our result to 1. So we see from this query we get Australia is the team that has won most number of ODIs in this time frame. So that would answer question number 3, which team won the most ODIs during the time frame. And the last question is, which team has won the most ODIs for every decade in this time frame. So if we see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decades. So we need to make sure that we answer each for each of the decades. So in order to do that, I wrote separate queries for each of the decades. So as you can see, from 1971 to 1980, how we do, basically we could just take this query and change the range of this value here, 1971 to 1980. So as you can see, there are two statements under this substring. One is it just considers the last four. It basically, what it does is it takes the year and compares it whether it's between this range. And there's another or condition. This is added because our data has some dates in this format where they just mention that the ODI is played for 2 days. I don't know how that works, but apparently they did play a one day international for 2 days. So we have this July 15th hyphen 16. So in order to process these kind of dates, we substring it from -6, which is the this. Oh, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just strip off these additional characters and just make sure that we are having the year, and we compare that and we group by the winner, and it's the same process. We order it by the highest winning team and we just limit it to one record. So once we execute this, we'll be able to the uh, get the team that has won the most number of ODIs for that particular decade. And this result that you see at the bottom is for 2011 to 2017, and India apparently won 105 ODIs, and is that is the most that any team has won in this time frame. So this is how we perform queries in Hive, and I hope I was able to answer all these questions. So we are not worried about the legitimacy of this data. So the purpose of this exercise was to perform some queries on Hive once we load the data into HDFS. And yeah, that should be it. Thank you.